Surface States slide room will not open. Diag this with me. I'm trying to run out. What's happening is only one side of the slide room is moving. I got a pretty good clue on what it is, but let's figure it out. If you have these little gear drives going down the side of your slide, you have what's called the Schwintek slide room. Each side of the wall column here has a motor. That motor runs a gear in there to move the slide in and out. So typically when I have one side of the slide room moving, that means that motor has taken a shit. But we're gonna test it first. So to test it, I have a cable from a Schwintek line that I have into this handy dandy homemade tool. It's got a Milwaukee M12 battery in it. They probably make a tool to do this, but this is what I do. So that motor is actually good. But this cable is not. That, or it could be the controller. More than likely it's the cable. I've already checked the connections. I did that before I started doing this. So let's see what we can find now. So of course I hooked that old cable back up and I go to continue diagnosing it. I was gonna go to the control board, but for shits and giggles, I thought I'd see if this was gonna do some RV black magic, and sure enough, the slide room is working just fine now. So I've checked all my connections, all my pins, all my terminals here, and I don't see anything wrong. Honestly, when I went to diagnose it originally and I unplugged it, I didn't really check to see if the plug was maybe a little loose. I've seen that a couple times too. But again, the control board could have just been doing something funky. Yeah, when it comes to RVs, you just go back to the good old-fashioned, try turning it off and back on again, unplug it, plug it back in. Sometimes it's stupid, but it works. Now, if you do have a bad Schwintek motor, they're actually a lot easier to change than what it appears. On the outside of this wall behind the D-seal, you're going to find a single screw right about the height of this motor. You pull that out and this motor will just pop up out of there. It's kind of sitting in a little collar down here. The motor will pop right out, pop the new one in. The only thing you'll kind of have trouble with is you'll have to hook the motor up and turn it because it'll only go in one way. So you may have to play around with it, but it's not all that bad. It's trying to get into these tight spaces that kind of sucks.